Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Dueling Grounds. My name is Francisco. Right there is the one, the only Tom Metelsky. And today we have a very, very special program for you because what's going on there? What is that? This garbage again, Tom. I'm done with this, man. Get rid of this.
Give me that. Do the right thing here.
Oh, there we go. Don't you feel so much better right now? Yes, yeah. Land taxes gone, folks, and with it being gone, a lot of very, very good friends are coming back, and we're talking about your black decks. We're talking about your decks that auto-scooped to an Armageddon, your decks that auto-scooped to a Resolve land tax. All of those are back. They're just back, and they want to hang out in the Premodern format, and we could not be happier.
Cannot wait for this. We've been, planning this for a while, yeah, I mean it's time to just get pumped up. If you play Premodern, if you don't, and now you find the format for the first time, this is the time. There's so much more variety than what there used to be. So yeah, it should be really exciting. And now we don't even know how the meta is going to shift. So there's so much to look forward to in Premodern right now.
Yeah, so creature decks are going to be very, very happy now that Oath of Druids is not there to ruin their lives. And as I was saying, we're going to be taking a look at black decks as well. And that's what you picked up for today, Tom, right?
I do. I have a sick one. All right, so I am bringing Draco Blast. Look at this deck. It is so exciting. This is something I've been working on for a long time, but when I was testing a lot with, you or Lanny and running into tax, what a serious issue it had. It could, so let me just dive into it because I can't wait to see what this deck can do. So this is a black-red. I like to call it, so it's right now, what I've kind of turned it into is like a black-red burn deck with a combo finish. So the mana base real quick. The highlights here are the Mishra's Factory. So they help you get under land still if you're going against them because control is a rough matchup. But it also helps you chip away at your opponent's life total to get them to 16, which brings me to what this deck actually does is Insidious Dreams combo. So Insidious Dreams, it's 4 mana instant. You have, as an additional cost, you have to discard X cards, and then you get to search your library for X cards, and then shuffle your library and put them on top in any order. Where that comes into play is with Erratic Explosion and Draco. Draco. So where the deck derives its name from. So Erratic Explosion, it's a 3 mana sorcery. You get to you choose any target and you reveal a top card of your library until you reveal a non-land card, and it deals damage to target creature or player equal to that card's converted mana cost. Which Draco, an awesome card, has a CMC of 16. So the goal is to get them to 16 and Insidious Dreams them and kill them with Erratic Explosion. Cool thing is too, Draco goes on the bottom with Erratic Explosion's ability. So if for some reason they gained life and they just snuck out of 16, you don't have to draw the Draco. In case you do draw Draco at some point, you have Scroll Rack to shuffle it back in. You only need one. It's kind of a flex slot. You don't necessarily need it, but I'd like it just in case you draw the Draco. And you also have Bloodstain Mire, which your fetch lands help your Scroll Rack become better. Removal Suite, a Terminate, which is probably the best removal spell in the entire format, but Black-Red suffers a little bit from being an archetype, but now it's definitely rising up. Snuff Out, I'm a huge Snuff Out fan. Free spells are the way to go. And then what this deck really wants to do, so like I said, I mentioned earlier, it's a black-red burn deck with the combo finish. You have 4 Lavamancer, 4 Pup, 4 Lightning Bolt to just eat away at your opponent's life total, or deal with any creatures that might be getting in the way of what you want to be doing. Also 3 Duress, 3 Cabal Therapy, mainly there for the problematic cards like Counterspell. Dark Ritual, I have a love-hate with Dark Ritual, but I think Dark Ritual plus Arena is something this deck needs because you want to keep cards in your hand and to fuel the Insidious Dreams. So you don't want to fall too low on cards. And then some spicy tech I'm adding in here, sort of like Dark Rituals 5, 6, and 7, slightly, but it also does some other things. It's Thunderscape Familiar. So the familiars are in this space where I think they're like underplayed in Premodern. And Thunderscape might be something that helps this deck where you can do things a turn early. And it can attack, so it can chip away at your opponent's life total, which has synergy with the combo. Diving into the sideboard, another therapy, for the counterspell decks or decks that might be a little bit faster than you. Wither Direction, Phyrexian Furnace for combo decks like Hermit Feb and things like that. Overload and Pyroblast, mainly for Stifle Knot, which is a rough one also, or Landstill or Control decks. And then Pyroclasm. Pyroclasm is nice because you're already ahead against Goblins, and since they really can't do much with your game plan, but if you need to slow the game down, if you can't find your combo yet, Pyroclasm is great there. So you can slow them down, and you have time now to you're basically like a black-red control deck until you can find your combo and then do your thing. And then one more terminate for the creature decks. But I can't wait to play it. Fran, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I think this deck is really cool, man. Like, it's one of those things where, a single ivory tower kind of rendered this deck pointless. So the fact that now you don't just like straight up lose to a resolved ivory tower, it makes this deck a lot more exciting than it was before. So that's pretty cool. I also like how flexible this deck can be, right? Like, you can build it with the Insidious Dreams package. You can try to like delete that entire thing and build it a little bit more machine head. Like, I know Mano was messing around with like Cabal Therapy plus Ravenous Rats. I think that is definitely an avenue that we can take from now on, because once again, you don't have a 1 mana Ancestral every single turn happening against you. So now with Discard spells not being embarrassing anymore and actively being great cards, an archetype like this is going to get a pretty huge buff.
Absolutely. Mano should be really pumped up, man, because his deck, it's now playable, right? Like these black-red, I mean, just black decks in general, like you mentioned from the get-go, this is what the format needed. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, there's also the fact that this deck, kind of just lost to Armageddon, right? So, and speaking of decks that lose to Armageddon, we got Red White Rifter. Yes, this is a classic deck built around the card Lightning Rift, 2 mana for an enchantment that whenever a player cycles a card, you may pay 1 and then it just shocks anything, be it your opponent or be it your opponent creatures. So this deck is built around cycling cards. We're gonna see cards like Spark Spray, very, very good against the Goblin Lackeys and Werewood Symbiotes of the world. Renewed Faith as a way to gain a couple of life and maybe stabilize. Eternal Dragon, which is a banger. I feel like this is one of the biggest winners that we have had since the land tax ban, because Eternal Dragon decks really, really want to hit their land drops, right? Like, they really want to go as wide on mana as they can. And land tax decks, first of all, land tax, the card punish them against by just like hitting land drops, which is what these decks cannot afford to not do. And not only that, but also land tax decks very often were paired with Armageddon. So this deck cannot beat an Armageddon, and the fact that Armageddon is going to be a less popular card now is going to be a big deal for this deck's return. We also have a Decree of Justice, which is an absolute banger and a fantastic win condition. We can like cycle it at instant speed, which makes it uncountable, make a bunch of 1/1s. The fact that this is a 26 land deck that is very, very excited about hitting its land drops, and it's going to be doing so very, very consistently. We also have Slice and Dice, which is fantastic against opposing decrees. So this deck always is going to have the Decree deck advantage, because you can swipe your opponent's decrees at instant speed for only 3 mana in an uncounterable way, while also drawing a card. So all of that obviously very, very strong. And again, all of these cards line up very, very well, very, very well with Lightning Reef. We also obviously have Swords of Pleasures, because it's now arguably the best card in the format, I would say, now that land tax is gone. So STP as a place that must be there. We have some cycling lands. We have Battlefield Forge and some basics, and then one Dust Bowl for matchups that have creature lands and stuff like that, and a Singleton Riftskirl, which is very, very good with the cycling lands that I just mentioned. We're also to round things out have a little bit of an Enlightened Tutor package. Only 2 copies of Tutor, because I would even think that 2, maybe 1 too many, honestly. But the fact that we get to have a little main deck package is very, very strong. So we have Phyrexian Furnace as a singleton. We have a Rune Protection Red, which is pretty nice because we can actually cycle it in matchups where it's bad. We have 1 of Humility, and then we have 2 Seal of Cleansings in the main deck. So all of these we can get with our tutor whenever they are needed. It's kind of not as strong as you may think, because this deck is not very good at regaining the card advantage, except with Lightning Rift, which you can tutor for Lightning Rift, but that's very much not what you want to be doing. When we move over to the sideboard, we have the big one here is Fear of Resistance. I feel like this card in particular, I'm really high in the format now. I think that just being able to lock, or like at least to make things harder for combo decks, is a really, really big deal. There's a lot, we're gonna have base decks, we're gonna have gush decks, we're gonna have, even combo decks. I can see stuff like Dream Host starting to see play now. Like if your opponent show and tells a Dream Host and you show and tell a Sphere, like that is a lot of time that you just bought yourself, right? So I think that Sphere of Resistance is going to be a very, very strong card in the format now. It was already very, very strong and extremely underplayed, but now it's going to be even better than before. And it's going to show a little bit of your combo matchups. We also have one Curse Totem for the creature combo matchups a la, Fab or like Elves. We also have 2 copies of Tormod's Crypt. All of these we can tutor for, of course. A 1 extra Seal of Cleansing and 1 Aura of Silence to round out the tutor package. And then 2 Red Elemental Blast, 2 Pyroblast, splitting the difference there because of cards like Cabal Therapy. If there's any blue-black Cabal Therapy deck out there, I don't know. Who knows? And finally, my favorite card in the Premodern format, which is Exalted Angel. This card is an absolute banger, and being able to pivot into more of an aggressive stance against a deck like Replenish, or a deck like even a mid-range deck like The Rock or, Draco Blast can be pretty good. So it's very, very cool that this deck has sort of like a big mid-range deck feel to it. It's very control-y, really, but it can sort of morph into a little bit more of a mid-rangey stance, which I think is very, very cool.
Yeah, this is exciting, man. The Sphere and the Resistance of the sideboard fixes the deck's problems also, like you mentioned, so combo. And then just the fact that I think that this is the best Decree of Justice deck. The times I've tested it before, I just still think that it is the best Decree deck. And then yeah, so many other things it has going for it, right? You got like the package, like you're not that bad against Sly or Burn with your Renewed Faiths. You can play the Furnace now with Enlightened Tutor in the main. Like it's nice that it has this package also, so it's just not honed in on one game plan. Like you mentioned, pivot to different things you might need to do. And then but the sideboard just looks really good. I mean, I'm excited. Like this is why we're pumped right now. Like these decks that couldn't see any play and were just chained down by land tax by one card specifically is just pretty unfortunate. But it opens up so much space, and yeah, this is very exciting.
Yeah, looking forward to it. We're going to be playing one whole match, so we'll see how things go. Very excited and looking forward to it. Hopefully you are as well.
All right, so here we go against the one and the only Fran. So we got Draco Blast first, Rifter. We're on the play, so we are just lucky. Solid hand, no combo, but we got the little beatdown thing going on here. So yeah, I think we're gonna keep it and see how this goes. So I think obviously leading with Pup, I think we lead with Pup, and then next turn we kind of see what he does, and we do know what he's playing, so we can act like as if this was like a top 8 or something, and then we'll know what to do with Therapy. So see what Fran does. He keeps his 7 also. Let's fetch and find Mountain and play a Pup, and then we'll pass turn. See what Fran does now. Ultimately, would like to draw the Insidious Dreams. And the cool thing is too, Pup can, like, typically Pup's gonna get in for 4, so it works out perfectly. With the combo 2 piece also. I've never seen a Draco Blast deck run Pup, but I think this is like, so I would put Thunderscape into play right now, but we can't allow him to play Lightning Rift, so I'm just gonna address. He's got 2. Well, he can't play it next turn unless he draws specifically Battlefield Forge or Mountain. So I think we'll take. It's tough. Humility, not worried about. I think Spark Spray, and then next turn would be the plan. Would be he plays a tap land, does nothing, and then we take Lightning Rift with Cabal Therapy. So we'll take Spark Spray, play Pup, and pass. So this kind of lines up perfectly. Just need to miss on his land drop. Okay, he did. All right, now we get to finally attack. Let's attack him for 2. There's 18. I don't think I'm going to play Lavamancer because we want to keep a certain amount of cards for Insidious Dreams. So in case we draw Insidious Dreams next turn. So you always got to be mindful of that. Let's take Lightning Rift. So just trying to think if we should though. Let's play Lavamancer. All right, so he cycles. Don't draw Insidious Dreams. Oh, interesting. Okay. Because I was going to say I would flash back. If he doesn't eat the therapy, I'm going to flash back and name humility. I definitely am. Yeah, because we're sacking Lava Mantra. I don't want to. Yeah, let's just sack for 3. Oh, you know what I could have done? I made a mistake. I should have played the Thunderscape Familiar, but that's okay. We're just going to keep the cards in hand. Or actually, I'll probably play the Thunderscape Familiar and just start attacking. So name humility. So he's got Renewed Faith and Forgotten Cave now. All right, play Thunderscape. Pretty awesome to see this thing on the battlefield. It's 1/1 first strike doing its thing. Oh, that is just not good. But we're still okay because now we just need to draw Insidious Dreams. Nope, pass turn. So I think we're still in good shape because well, maybe not now. But that's okay. All right, good draw. Need Lava Man to do a lot of work here. Let's see what Fran's gonna do. Yep. Okay, so his hand must not be that good. He's probably trying to find an answer for Lava Mancer. Enlightened Tutor. So now he's gonna find Rift. Yep. Okay, so that's a good draw right there. All right, let's pass turn. So now, hopefully we can get ahead here. I didn't want to, don't want to cash in that Dark Ritual just right away, but we have to. We got to get cards in our hand. Doesn't kill Lava Mancer. Let's go to attack. He's gonna cycle something to kill it most likely. Yep. So then he'll pay 1, hit us for 2. I don't think I'm gonna therapy him because I actually don't really care about too much right now. And I'm not gonna play Jackal Pup. I don't think because the only problematic card is the Renewed Faith. So maybe I have to play Jackal Pup. 1 Renewed Faith. I'm gonna play Pup and then Factory and then pass. I think we're still in decent shape. We just don't, can't have him gaining any life. All right, pass his turn. Yeah, don't want to cash in Factory yet. If he's gonna deal with stuff, we'll just have him deal with Jackal Pup. Yep, so it'd be bad. We would have got completely blown out and lost our Factory. Just trying to think if we therapy. Don't think so. Well, it's tough to say. You know what? I'm gonna do it. We're gonna go Renewed Faith. All right, we hit 1, so that helps. I think we bolt end of turn, or maybe actually we don't have to now. We just wait till we draw the Insidious Streams. There it is. Do we want to play Swamp? No, because we can bolt end of turn. He's gonna decree. You can gain 1, 16. Yeah, so we're just going to pass turn. So we're gonna bolt end of turn. Dark Ritual, Insidious Dreams, pitch Snuff Out and Swamp, and then get Erratic Explosion and Draco. So we'll just pass. So he'll decree. Deck is sick though, right? Because he's getting to Lightning Rift, and I mean this is the deck doing its thing. Yep, no Lightning Rift, just put more long-term damage on the board. I wonder if he feels like this is the turn. Oh no, that's just unfortunate. That's really unfortunate. Don't think we can win now. Let me think about this. So, how do we deal with that? Because that stops the Erratic Explosion. We are in serious trouble. I think we'll just pass and go to our turn. Yeah, it's real bad. Well, he drew the one of in his deck that just beats us, so there's not much you can do about that. I might Insidious Dreams though. Like we don't have much time here. Just trying to think how we get out of it. So he's got sword. We can't attack the factory. Definitely gonna Dreams and get rid of Snuff Out, Ritual, Swamp. We don't want any of these cards. So how do we not lose? We could. Don't think we can win now because yeah, he just has enough sources to deal. So yeah, we're dead. We'll go to the next game. So for sideboarding, we need therapy. No, we don't want this. Terminate for Angel. I'm assuming he was bringing in. Even if you're playing against Rifter, you gotta assume they're having Angels in the sideboards, or they're gonna have Angels in the sideboard. So, then, I mean, I forgot about us being completely locked out against the rune, but it is 1, and we know he didn't have it, so he drew it. So there's not much you can do there. Probably don't need Snuffhouse. Probably worse because his clock is pretty fast. And I'm trying to think one more card to cut. It's possible that it's a Thunders. 1, because it might be one of the worst cards, and again, this is just an experiment. And then 2, it's just really weak against Slice and Dice. Mind you, we're on the play, so we can get in the turn earlier, but that might be the card to cut. Let's try this. See how it goes. Man, we had that game. We had that game if he didn't draw out the rune. All right, play. This hand's horrible. I have to mulligan. This hand is okay. Put a dreams on the bottom. We'll start with factory so we can get him for 2. If he goes battlefield or planes, then probably not going to attack. All right, now we're definitely attacking. He's gonna mountain. I should have actually held that fetch because with scroll rack, but seal. All right, scroll rack's not good. Well, not that good. Think we will. Yeah, don't want to give up the factory. We need the land. So play swamp and pass. Actually, yeah, play swamp and pass. Because actually, I want to scroll rack and then have to fetch. I'm just trying to think here. I don't think we need to bolt now. So play scroll rack, play Mire, and then pass. He has a renewed faith. He goes to 21 or 20. Yeah, I would say there's no need for him to scroll seal now. You can just wait till see what he draws. Okay, I'm not going to scroll rack yet. I feel like he's got a slice and dice or a spark spray. Again, the deck lines up pretty good against our, these creatures and stuff. I don't think we're gonna do anything. Just we're gonna pass turn. All right, 22. Yep. So it's nice that we can just scroll rack that away. Wow, he can enlighten tutor also for the rune. That is real bad. So 16. So we need 2 bolts. I mean, if he has rune, he's playing it. He's not going to wait. So he probably doesn't. He definitely doesn't have that, and he could have enlighten tutor. That's the problem. But if we therapy him, he knows we're going to name enlighten tutor. So we can't. I don't think therapy does anything. I think we play swamp and pass. Cycles. Like, I just don't know how much longer we can wait. That's the problem. Oh, okay. He taps out. All right, let's see. Let me think this through. We could put him to 19. Sidious Dreams away. Lavamancer and therapy. Put him to 3. I think we might just have to terminate the angel, honestly. But I could scroll rack first. Actually, do we have the win? Hold on, he goes to 1. We attack with factory. Oh no, he's got the seal. Oh man, this is tough. Yeah, I think I scroll rack, and then I'm going to Insidious Dreams, get rid of Lavamancer and therapy, draw the erratic explosion, number 16, hold bolt, and then I'll terminate the angel. So let's get rid of Lavamancer and therapy. So we got a dreams and an arena. Oh, that changes things. Well, I guess not really. Arena, dreams, done, in the order. Fine. Draco, erratic explosion. Draco on top. Draw erratic explosion. Hit him for 16. And then we'll just pass. So maybe he'll think he's in the clear now. We just gotta really hope he doesn't have the rune or more what's it called? Can't even think. Oh, renewed faith. Right. So we're approaching midnight over here. So he's cycling. He's probably looking for another angel or the rune or enlightened tutor. So could attack the factory. Make him. No, that just doesn't do anything. Just pass turn. Oh, we're dead. Well, the only way we're okay. Let's just do this. So without the stack, we will scroll rack, and a little late for that. I think now we are actually dead. So close, so close. But Rifter is definitely a better deck, now. Like it's definitely a better deck than Draco Blast. But you're getting, which is cool because you're getting to see the power level now this deck brings. It's very consistent at what it does, and I don't think we can win now though. Maybe one of the only ways we can do it is if he has actually nothing, and we have another factory. Not bad, not bad. I think he has a decree though. I don't know. That's also really bad. I think now we're dead. All right. Whatever. This is not good. This is really not good. Yeah, now we're definitely dead. We'll wait a little bit to let him just draw a threat. That was real close though. Yeah. So one cycle kills the factory and then he seals the other one. Probably still just wait right now. Just make him ruin. All right. So we used 3 Bloodstained Mires already. So our scroll rack's gotten a lot worse. I mean, it's games like this. I mean, scroll rack now is not going to get better. Probably could wait a little bit, but all right, we're just dead. Good games to him. Well, actually, let's just see what he has. But good games to Fran. Watch this. Just make him have it. All right. So seal 1 and then cycle. All right, we're dead. Good games though.
All right, Tom. So how do you feel?
Oh man, it's unfortunate. I was so close. So close. It was that one turn. So game one, that one turn, and I was like, yeah, Fran's got to. I was like, I feel like Fran has the feeling that this is it. This is the last turn, and I did. I had the combo to win that next turn as long as you didn't have the rune or another renewed faith, because I therapy to get that root of that renewed faith. So either one of those would have been not lethal, but yeah, that was rune's a problem, right?
Yeah.
um, but you really got to see the Rifter, you know. I'll let you speak to that more. Like, what did you think of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it really speaked about, I was saying that I was not particularly sure about the tutor package, but this is what you are getting, right? Like, this is the upside of that tutor package. If you're gonna get paired against Sly, if you're gonna be getting paired against goblins, or maybe a deck like this one, you do get access to a little bit of a get out of jail for free card, So there's definitely a pretty good upside. Obviously, if you're playing against a control deck, you're going to be really sad. The good thing is that your controlled matchups are going to probably be good already anyway, so like it's not that bad in that sense. But yeah, we did get to see the power of that, even though I never found an Eternal Dragon. I was constantly saying, I think Eternal Dragon would be my best draw here. I think Eternal Dragon would be my best draw. Like, that card is so important to these decks, just power level, right? Like, if you're only gonna be like, the deck thrives on hitting land drops and then making very, very good use of its mana. And when, like, Eternal Dragon is just easy mode in terms of achieving that, So whenever you don't, the upgrade, the crescendo of power about what you're doing is much more gradual. Like, Eternal Dragon just propels you into the late game in such great way. But yeah, obviously against a deck that cannot remove Lightning Rift, the deck named after the card is probably gonna be doing well, right?
Yeah, I also mentioned that too. I was like, this is Lightning Rift's going to be a beating, and then Slice and Dice also, just like, there's so many X1s. It's just such a good card, And again, really was not needing to see play, because Rifter was unplayable basically when land tax was legal. So
yeah, and now that creature decks are going to be coming out of just unplayability, really, this deck is going to become a lot more. It's just going to be able to target something out of the metagame, right? Like, Oath of Druids was such a strong card at pushing creature decks, particularly stuff like Zombies or like Suicide Black, like those classic decks that we used to see in the format before, like Stompy. But one Oath activations, those decks were out of here. You know what I'm saying? Now that's just not gonna be as common, right? So those decks get a lot more breathing room, and now we can see them in the format, and then a Rifter can kind of show up and exploit that new reality of the Premodern format, which is very, very cool.
Yeah, for sure. And if people like Draco Blast, or like black red decks, like, I think this deck is like not tier one, but I mean, it's got play now, and it definitely is playable. Like, there was, like, you not having the rune there would have been games. Like, the deck, like, I'm glad it kind of got to showcase what it was doing. And like the pup and Lavamancer being in there now is definitely like what the deck needs. It wants to just attack their life total as fast as possible, have some interaction with like duress and stuff.
One thing that I was wondering is, like, do you think that maybe like a pivot strategy could be valuable for a deck like that?
What do you mean specifically?
Just like a way to not get hosed by Circuit Protection, basically.
Yes. I just don't know what that is. That's the thing. So game, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, I even consider bringing in a Wretch, just to, like, kind of get around it. But I was like, he's gonna be keeping in his swords also. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
maybe
I actually cut two of my swords because I like my
Okay.
roll is just so good against
It is, yeah.
against your small dudes.
Yeah, maybe Negator would be good. Like, that's one of the best ways you can, like you said, you pivot to something like against Control or Rifter, decks that actually, if I had 4 in the sideboard, I was definitely bringing them in. That's probably what the deck needs. It probably needs Negator, and definitely the sideboard, because you can't mainboard Negator.
Yeah, of course. It feels like there's a lot of room for improvement, which is cool. Like, there's a lot of room for tinkering. We don't really know how the metagame is going to shape up. We don't know what the biggest what the biggest winners are going to be just yet. We need to see like the first wave of results, hopefully coming soon-ish. But that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, folks. If you did, make sure you let us know in the comments. You hit that like, all that good stuff that YouTube wants you to do. But yeah, any final words, Tom?
No, that was it. Just yeah, just more great content for the best format. It's amazing.
You know where to find it. So we'll see you in the next video. Take care and bye bye.